the biggest question is how to connect my device. And I think that today we developed a lot of tools to connect pretty much any device. And we designed this decision, I would say, tree on how do you define what to use in different scenarios when you're working on a device. Yeah, so basically, number one use case, I think most of you are working on this one, is you control the firmware. Like you have an ESP32, you know how to write the code, you have Wi-Fi connectivity on board, and you just can use the Blynk.Edgent and Blynk Protocol. I would say that we will cover them today later on a little bit. And you can also use our MQTT implementation and HTTP API. But the beauty of these two guys here, of MQTT and HTTP, is that you can use any framework that you are comfortable with, like whether you're working on some, I don't know, Zephyr or Python. And yeah, so you can use their own implementation of MQTT or HTTP, and it's not related to Blynk. So you can do what you know, but still you will be able to send the data to Blynk. Of course, the Blynk agent for ESP32, for example, is like, it has a ton of features, and we'll talk about it later. But again, you can use your own path on how to do that. The next part is pretty new, actually. We recently launched data converters. So basically, this is designed for devices or services that can send, that you might not control the firmware and you might not develop it. For example, you buy it from the store, like some sort of a sensor or some sort of an actuator. And it has a configuration where you can route this device to HTTP or MQTT endpoint, and you can kind of configure that to send the data somewhere. Basically, you can just push the data in any format that is the device is sending it with. And we have a way to decode this message and put it into the Blynk kind of data model, the data streams, metadata, events, and all of that. The next type of device is LoRaWAN or satellite. We have a ton of integrations for this, like the Things Network, Myriota, and other ways to connect your devices. Another common scenario for IoT is the gateway, where you have peripheral devices that are talking over Bluetooth or wired, or in a certain way, they're talking to the gateway, and gateway need to combine this data and maybe create a new device when it kind of identify that there is a new connection to the gateway and send the data. So it's like a control center that kind of operates with all the devices and send the data. So we recently introduced Blynk Gateway API that can be used for that. And another common way to work on gateways is a Node-RED. We highly recommend this as well. We use it, we recommend it to clients, we use it by ourselves. Basically, you can use either Blynk nodes and send the data in Blynk format, or you can, again, use MQTT or HTTP nodes in Node-RED and do whatever you want, and then send the data to Blynk. And the last one, maybe there are more, but the main ones. It's a very interesting case where you might already have a device that has MCU that controls the logic of the device, and you just want to use ESP32, for example, just as a modem. So there's no like logic on the modem. You just need to send the data from the control board to the internet. In this way, it used very often when the design was already defined, but you need to make the product connected, or at the very beginning where you want to separate the logic, like this part controls my device and this part is responsible for communication only. In this case, we highly recommend to use Blynk NCP, which is a packaged model that you just upload, for example, to ESP32, and then with a simple serial connection, you connect it to the main MCU, and then you can exchange data. And Blynk NCP unlocks all the capabilities of Blynk, which is over-the-air updates, provisioning, data exchange, and all sorts of things that are available on the platform.